ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Together we'll chant the first three verses that we have done. Okay? Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshāmyanasūyave jnānam vijñānasahitam yajñātvā mokṣase shubhāt rajavidya rajaguhyam pavitram uttamam pratyakshāgavagam dharmyam susukham kartum avyayam ashraddhadhānāः puruṣāः dharmasyāsya parantapa aprāpya mām nivartante mrityu samsāra vartmani. In these three verses, we have the introduction to chapter 9. A very beautiful introduction, talking about the nature of this vidya as not something that is easily understood for want of shraddha. That is the basic understanding here. So what is the distance between myself and self-knowledge? Myself and Atma-jnanam, what is the distance? It is not time or space, but trust. Trust is the factor. The trust in the knowledge is the factor that makes the knowledge come alive. And so if the shraddha is not there, then one keeps doing the same thing over and over again, namely reproducing samsara. What is samsara? Same old, same old. Keeping on doing something, keeping on performing or engaging in finite actions and expecting the infinite. The infinite is not a product. It's not a product of karma, and so therefore it cannot be produced. It's not manufactured. The infinite is who? You who? That's who it is. So the infinite being you has to be understood, discovered, dwelt in, and therefore it's a cognitive pursuit. And why is it a cognitive pursuit? Because the problem is I don't know. If I don't know, what should I do? I should make attempt to know. If I don't know and I stand on one leg, nothing will happen. I'll get a strong leg, that's on which I'm standing, that's all. Nothing else will happen. It's like a person sitting on a treasure chest and saying, I'm so poor. Sitting on a chest full of gold coins, jewels, and money and everything. I'm so poor. Shedding tears bitterly. I'm a beggar. I don't have anything. What should you tell that person? Please go pray. It's not going to, what's going to happen? Bhagavan also will say, before you pray, just look at what you're sitting on, then pray. And if you tell the person, go sing some bhajans, that's not going to alleviate the poverty. The poverty consciousness that this person has is because of the ignorance that the person is sitting already on the treasure chest. So all you have to do is direct the person's gaze, look at what you're sitting on, look at that. Look, you are the owner of the treasure. This knowledge has to be given. And so here, this knowledge is seen as most secretive because this very fact that if I engage in karma to gain the truth of myself as whole, infinite and free, I'm not going to get anywhere. This is not understood. This is not at all properly understood, and so this is what has to be properly and fully assimilated. And so therefore, Shraddha is something that helps. Even though I may not be totally convinced. Convinced of what? Convinced that, oh, I should not do action. This is in the realm of a recognition. This is in the realm of knowledge. Even though I may know that, I may not fully know that, if I have Shraddha, it will take me across this impasse. So that Shraddha, cultivating that trust which has gone away, with the trust is directed to the teaching. I give the teacher and the teaching the benefit of doubt. That is Shraddha. The open mind there is Shraddha, and the person with Shraddha, even though they may not be really good at Vedanta, they may not know all the nuances, they may not know the ins and outs of it, still what happens? They are able to understand because of the Shraddha, because their heart is open, the mind is open, the knowledge will take place. And if they are not able to cultivate this Shraddha, what's going to happen? Mrityu samsara vartmani nivartante. Nivartante means they return, or we can also say they remain. Not just return, but they remain. They're already there. They remain in that. They remain in samsara, and then without any recourse. So with this introduction, we know where this chapter is going, and being in the middle, Shatka. Shatka means group of 6. Being in the middle Shatka of the Bhagavad Gita, it is Tatpada Vichara. What is Tatpada Vichara? An elucidation of Bhagavan's nature as the truth of oneself. Tatpada Vichara. So therefore, we know that what is coming next is the unfoldment of what is Bhagavan, which we don't know, which we have to rely on the text to tell us. So verses 4 to 10 give an understanding of what this Bhagavan unfolded by the Upanishad is. What is this Bhagavan, and what is the nature of this Bhagavan is given in the next 6 verses. Let us see the first one. Very important verses they are. That's what. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina matsthani sarvabhutani न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा भूतभावनः. Yeah. Maya idam sarvam tatam. Tatam, from tan, to spread. Tan means to spread. Tatam, spread. By me, spread means pervaded. Maya idam sarvam. Idam sarvam means all that is here, high and low, seen and unseen, murta and amurta, visible and invisible, sentient and insentient, moving and unmoving. And of course, when you say idam sarvam, don't forget to count your own body, mind, sense complex. Everything that is here is pervaded by me. Bhagavan is just reiterating the Ishavasya Upanishad opening lines. Ishavasya sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever is there in the whole universe is pervaded by Bhagavan. Same thing is being iterated here in so many words but different words. Maya tatam, idam sarvam maya tatam. Tatam, past passive participle of tan, to spread, pervade. Tatam, pervaded. All this whole universe of all the names and forms is pervaded by me. Okay, that's good. This is in keeping with the vision of the Upanishads also. And not only the Ishavasya Upanishad, the Taittiriya Upanishad also says, Tat srishtva, having created the entire universe, tadeva anupravishat. The whole universe was pervaded by Bhagavan. Same thing is being iterated here. Maya tatam idam sarvam. Who are you? Where do I find you in each and every form and name you are here? That's what you are declaring in verse number 4. So where should I look? Where should I look? Is it underneath the book? Where is this Brahman? Where is this Ishvara? Where should I look? Don't look. Why? Who am I? Avyakta Murti. My form has no form. My form has no form. When it is said, we have to add 2 more words for our understanding. In particular. No form in particular is my form. My form is no form. No form in particular is the truth of my form. That means what? If I am no form in particular, I am pervading every form. Every form, whatever has form, cannot exist without my presence, Bhagavan declares. But what am I? I don't have any form in particular. Like even our, not pot, that's already here, crystal. It has no form in particular in terms of color. It has no color in particular, and yet every color it supports, it upholds. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat. Idam sarvam jagat. This entire jagat is pervaded by me. Who is this me? Avyakta Murtina. Avyakta Murti means my form is essentially formless. Because I am essentially formless, I can take on every form without losing anything. Without losing anything at all. I lend my presence to every form. So all the jivas, bhutani here in the next line means all the jivas, all the beings, matsthani sarva bhutani. All these beings are therefore non-separate from me. A beautiful iteration of the vision of oneness. All these beings are non-separate from me. Nacha aham, but I am not in any of them. Already we have one contradiction. What? I thought I could go to Gita class and have a little nap. But here, I can't afford to sleep. Because one minute it's saying one thing, another minute it's saying another thing. Maya tatamidam sarvam, okay, I understand that. This whole jagat is pervaded by the Lord. Okay, no problem, that's beautiful. Matsthani sarva bhutani, okay, that also I can understand. And that the pervading factor which is the Lord is essentially formless, that also I can understand. All beings are in me, or all beings have their being in me, also I can understand. But then the last part is a curved ball. Nacha aham teshu avasthitaha. They are in me, but I am not in them. What should we do now? Quickly go to the next verse. No. No. We should look for some examples that will help us. Gold and chain. Gold, which is the truth of the chain, the necklace, can say, Maya tatam idam sarvam. The whole gold world is pervaded by me. The entire golden world is pervaded by me. And what am I? Avyakta murti. I have no particular shape or form, but I am happy to take on every single form. When the goldsmith beats me into a chain, I obediently become a chain. When the goldsmith smelts me into something else, I become a bangle, I become a ring, I become an anklet, a bracelet, whatever it is, I can become. I have no form in particular, yet all the things that have form draw their existence from me. I pervade the entire gold world, and every bangle cannot be called a bangle, every gold bangle cannot be called a golden bangle without my presence. Without gold being there, you can't call it a gold bangle. And then like this, gold chain, gold bangle, gold ring, gold earring, everything is dependent on gold. Matsthani sarva bhutani. All these beings are dependent on me. You can even say they exist in me. In me, the chain exists. In me, the earring exists. In me, the bracelet, bangle exists. But I am not in them. What do you mean you are not in them? We have to look at it in the form of an intrinsic connection versus a kind of a connection that is coming and going. So there is an inherent connection to the gold from the standpoint of the bangle, the chain. The chain cannot be without gold, but, complete the sentence, gold can be without chain. That is what is meant here. Nothing in the universe can be without Bhagavan, but Bhagavan can be without the universe. This is what is very beautiful here. And we can do this same thing with the pot and clay. Pot, from the standpoint of the pot, clay is intrinsic to the existence of the pot. Is it not? Yes. No clay, no pot. From the standpoint of clay, pot is an incidental expression of clay. Same thing with gold, we just saw. From the standpoint of the ornament, gold is intrinsic to the ornament, to the existence. The very being of the ornament depends on the existence of gold. It borrows existence from gold. And then, from the standpoint of gold, the ornament is just fun, an incidental expression. Even if you don't know Sanskrit, this is becoming very, very clear here. What is that? The next verse, Matsthani sarva bhutani. The last line of verse number 4 is in direct contradiction with the first line of verse number 5. What does it say? The last line of verse number 4, read it. Matsthani sarva bhutani. And then nacha matsthani sarva bhutani. The whole thing is negated. Nacha matsthani bhutani. Matsthani bhutani, everything has its being in me alone. And then what? The whole thing is negated. Forget that nap today. Okay? Not happening. Because we have to understand this. Every verse is throwing something new at us here. We have to understand this. What does this nachamatstani bhutani mean? And then he shows off, he says, Pashyame yogam aishwaram. Look at my overlordship. Look at this very interesting connection. Yoga here means connection. Look at this interesting connection I have with this universe. What does this mean? Nachamatstani bhutani. And how can the Upanishad, and the Gita is like an Upanishad, how can the Shastra contradict itself? It cannot contradict itself. It must not contradict itself. What is it doing here? Matsthani bhutani, nacha matsthani bhutani. Here, if we are talking about non-duality, then we have to be very careful of not getting into a adhara adheya relationship. What is this adhara adheya relationship? Like supposing if I say that this pot is there, and then what is this? Some clip is there, and then now I have put this clip inside this pot. Now what is happening? Pot is the holder for what? The clip. Pot is the holder for this clip. There are two things now. Pot is there, clip is there. Clip was earlier in my hand, and now the clip is where? In the pot. The pot becomes a container to hold the clip. And this is how many theologies present Ishvara, present God as the source of the whole universe, in whom the universe is being held. These are all Dvaita philosophies, dualistic philosophies. This is how they present. There's always two things. Everybody is a creature, a creation. And then there is a creator. The creator and the creation are there, and they are separate. Even in our own tradition we have these dualistic philosophies. and the qualified dualism is there, total dualism is there. And these theologies, whether they are within the Hindu fold or outside, doesn't matter, they share a lot of things in common. They believe that the presence of Bhagavan is somewhere in heaven, and that all the creation, the creatures, will go there provided they have done good jobs, good works, etc. This is the kind of a belief that is there rampant. Why? Because these kinds of theologies just go with the apparent reality. They don't look more deeply. So the apparent reality is what? I am here, you are here, all these things, the chairs, the tables, the lights, the camera, the walls, the everything, the clock, the doors, windows, all of them are here. Each one is separate from the other. And where is this God? That's odd, but God is not here. Must be some other place. Let us call that heaven. Let us call it some loka. Some other loka, not locally available. That's why you have to go to a loka. Not locally available. So that's why the theologies, these kinds of theologies put God in a loka, and then from where we can try to reach this God after death, having a different kind of a body that can go to those lokas. In this body we cannot go to the lokas. This is in some the dualistic traditions, beliefs. So then what is it there? There are two things, God and the universe. God is the holder and the universe is the held. Adhara, holder, locator, and the universe is what? Located. Oh, what's wrong with that philosophy? Nothing wrong with that philosophy. I have a nice feeling I'm held in the arms of God. It's nice. It may be nice. But however, if that were the truth, then we can kiss Advaita goodbye. Non-dualism will not be there. Let it not be there. Let me just be like this only. If this is making you happy, no problem, be like this only. But this does not quell samsara. A human being craves for oneness. And that oneness is something that is everybody's desire, everybody's destiny. And this oneness alone, in order to have that, we have to have a discussion about what this is all about. So why is it said, Madsthani sarva bhutani, and immediately negated, Nacha madsthani sarva bhutani? Madsthani sarva bhutani, okay, you can say that all beings draw their existence from me. I am not any one of them. But then they are not really in me. I am not a container, I am not a receptacle to hold the Jagat. The Jagat is non-separate from me, like the pot is non-separate from clay, like the gold is non-separate from the ornament. I am very much spread in the form of all the names and forms in the Jagat. I am very much there. But then, what is the truth? The truth is, it's not what you think. It's not like a adhara adheya relationship where the Jagat is an entity as real as God, and there is Jagat, there is God, and the two, one is held, the other one is the holder. So therefore what? Pashyame yogam aishwaram. Look at this magic. Yeah, Aishwaram. Look at this magic. Look at this overlordship. Look at this wonderful connection. And then he says, Bhuta Bhrit. I give sustenance to the beings. Nacha bhutastha. I'm not in them. They are not in me. I lend my existence. I lend my presence to the beings, Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Bhuta bhavanaha means the entire universe of names and forms, the very expression of all beings is just myself alone. There is nothing other than myself. It's all me, 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 me. There's nothing other than myself. Bhuta bhrit, nacha bhutasthaha. Bhutasthaha and bhuta bhrit, we have to see the meanings. Bhuta bhrit, that which upholds the beings, the very existence of all beings, that which lends its existence to the being is bhuta bhrit. Bhutasthaha means situated in the beings. There's a big difference. Lending my existence to the beings means what? I am intact. I have just lent my limitless existence to everything in the universe, bhuta bhrit, but I am not situated in any one thing. I am myself. Like gold is lending its existence. The shine of the gold, the shine of the ornament belongs to the gold, and what else? The weight of the ornament belongs to the gold. The color of the ornament belongs to the gold. In fact, the whole ornament is gold. Gold is not ornament. That's all that is being said here. The whole Jagat is non-separate from Bhagavan. Bhagavan is not the Jagat. Bhagavan is not the holder of the Jagat. Holder, held, we cannot have this duality. So therefore, Bhuta Bhrit, from whom the existence, my sentience, the sentience of this Atma is the sentience of all beings in the universe. Why? Because there is only one Atma. My Atma is everybody's Atma. So, very beautifully talked about. And this way, there is no mistake. There is no mistake in conflating the world with Ishvara, or thinking that the world is separate from Ishvara and there is some connection of like the king and the kingdom. No, there is no kingdom-king connection. And so, Bhuta Bhrit means the one who supports the being by its very existence and sentience. Nacha bhutastha, it's not located in the beings. In fact, the Atma of Ishvara is the Atma of everybody else. All the peoples, there's just one Atma, and that is consciousness, nameless, formless consciousness that sustains all names and forms without becoming any one of them. And then to illustrate this, an example is given. Very nice example. Let us chant that. Yatha kasha sthito nityam vayus sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani Madsthanityopadharaya. So, yatha akashasthitaha nityam vayuhu. So that vayu, what is vayu? Wind. That wind, that air, which is situated where? In space. The wind which moves in space, yatha akashasthitaha vayu. What is that? This Mahan Vayu, this great Vayu is what? Sarvatragaha, goes everywhere. You cannot put Vayu in jail. Absolutely, you cannot put Vayu in jail. Yatha akashasthitaha nityam. This Vayu, which is always moving. That's why the name of Vayu is Anilaha, na nilayati, means that which cannot stay in one place. That's the definition of the word Vayu. Anila is a name for Vayu, that which cannot remain in one place because it is sarvatragaha. It is all pervasive. It goes everywhere, does not stay in one place. It covers the whole universe, this Vayu. And then, in the same manner, just as the air moves in space, in the same manner, tatha, sarvani bhutani, all these beings, matsthani iti upadharaya. All these beings are just drawing their existence from me. Who is this me? Ishvara, Satchidananda. Like the crow that went into the peacock convention. Everybody knows that story, yes? Yes. So it borrowed the feathers of the peacock. And then when it danced very hard, what happened? The feathers fell off. And then it was pecked out of the convention where it said, only peacocks allowed. This one tried to sneak in, looking like a peacock, and was busted, found out. So it's like that. So this, in the crow story, the crow always picks up 3 feathers. Why 3? Sat, Chit, Ananda. So without those feathers, it's not a peacock. With those feathers, it becomes a peacock. Similarly, everything in the universe is animated, whether it's animate or inanimate, still the presence of Bhagavan is what makes the difference. Otherwise, something cannot even be said to be existing. With the very existence, my very existence, I draw from Atma. Everything draws its existence from Atma. How many Atmas are there since we last checked? 10? Somebody said 10? No, okay, 1. Not only 1, non-dually 1. Only one Atma, non-dually 1, indivisibly 1, and as presents itself as though divided, although indivisibly 1. So therefore, the relationship of Bhagavan to the universe is much like the dreamer to the dream. We talked about that earlier. The dreamer pervades the whole dream world. The dream world is non-separate from the dreamer, but the dreamer is separate from the dream world. Because the dreamer can wake up. The dream world is a dependent reality, depending upon the dreamer for its very existence. Similarly, the Jagat is a dependent reality depending upon the Atma for its very existence. Without the Atma, there is no Jagat possible. And without the Jagat, no Atma possible? No, it's all one way. Without the Jagat, Atma is still Atma. With the Jagat, Atma is still Atma. This is what is being told. Very beautiful. And this example. And then further, this in the next 2 verses, this nature is talked about. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshaye punastani kalpadau visrujamyaham. So, sarvani bhutani, all the beings, O Arjuna, Kaunteya is the epithet for Arjuna. Another pet name for Arjuna. What does it mean? The son of Kunti. Sarva bhutani prakritim yanti mamikam. Mamikam prakritim yanti. They are all dependent upon my Prakriti. My Prakriti means what? My Shakti. They are all products of Maya. This Maya Shakti makes each thing separate, appear to be separate from everything else. Trigunatmika Maya, this Maya with three gunas. What are the three gunas? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. This Maya, which is endowed with three gunas, as it were, binds all the beings, puts a spell on all the beings, binds them into this tapestry. It's as though you are looking at something, and then as long as you are looking at it, it is wonderful. It's like a wonderful embroidery. You see the sun, you see the sky, you see the roads winding down, and then what else do you see? You see the birds in the sky, you see the river, you see little fishes in the river. It's all there in the embroidery. And then you see a few stick figure. Hey, that's me. Yes, sure, it's you. And then the stick figure goes to school, comes back. Either it beats everybody else up or it gets beaten up and comes back. And then what? The little baby stick figure grows into an adult and is sitting there sadly one day, all in the tapestry. And then it says, enough is enough. I need to find out the root of all this. And then the stick figure walks on the embroidered path leading to a building which says Arsha Vidya Gurukulam. All this is there. The problem is there, the solution is here, everything is here in this tapestry. You have to look. You have to come out of this Maya enough to be able to forge a solution, to chart your own journey. Very beautiful here. And as long as I feel trapped, I cannot do this. So I have to understand what is succumbing to the three gunas and what is not. What is succumbing to the three gunas are the body, mind, sense complex. The body, product of three gunas. Yes or no? Yes. Controlled by the three gunas. Yes. Mind? Yes, definitely. Most of the time, tamasic. Sometimes, rajasic. When is it sattvic? As soon as I learn the spelling, then perhaps it will become sattvic. So like this, there is the mind also impermanent, under the spell of the three gunas. We see that senses, prana, the body, we have already discussed. All these things are under the spell of three gunas. The only thing that is not under the spell of three gunas is I. But since the I is closely associated with the body-mind-sense complex, what do I think? I am also coming under the spell of three gunas. This is what I think. So first I'm looking at the tapestry, and then suddenly I identify with the stick figures and with the whole flora and fauna in the tapestry. And then what? Then I feel trapped in the tapestry. It becomes a trapesty, which is a travesty. And then I'm actually on the inside, so to speak. Where do I come out? Like a little goldfish in a bowl, swimming. Only two choices: swim clockwise or swim anti-clockwise. Only two choices. What else can it do? That's all it can do. And so this is the problem. So all these beings, to begin with, what happens? Prakritim yanti, mamikam prakritim yanti. They are under the spell of the three gunas. Why? Because of the influence of Atma Ajnanam. Self-delusion. What is that called? Ignorance. Because of self-ignorance, because of non-understanding, because of wrong understanding, everybody comes under the spell of three gunas. And in the second chapter, the Arjuna is told by the Lord, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigunya Bhava, He Arjuna. The Vedas are all what? Under the spell of the three gunas. Everything is under the spell of the three gunas. The Vedas are also. Here what we are talking of is not the Upanishads, the first portion of the Vedas. What do the first portion of the Vedas teach? How to fulfill various desires. It's a treatise on desire fulfillment. How to fulfill various desires, this is what the first portion of the Veda teaches, and the first portion of the Veda is basically just full of sattva, rajas, tamas. It comes under the spell of sattva, rajas, tamas. But you, Arjuna, nistraigunyo bhava, get out of these gunas. Come out from under the spell of rajas, tamas and sattva. How? That the answer is given in the next line. Nirdvandvo bhava, nitya sattvastho bhava. So like this, nirdvandvo bhava means see this non-duality. Expose yourself to this understanding of this non-duality. Make this an important, in fact, the primary pursuit in your life. And then, nirdvandvo bhava, nitya sattvastho bhava. So the way to come out of the gunas is to first catch hold of sattva. Get into sattva. Climb out of rajas and tamas and get into sattva. This is the way to come out of the spell, from under the spell of the gunas. Oh, but then sattva is also binding. Don't worry about sattva, okay? It's very close to Atma, the nature of the Atma as free and whole. Sattva is very close to what is that? Sattva is God-like qualities, and so it is not binding in that way. First come out of tamas. If one is tamasic, what to do? Start becoming active. I don't feel like it. Doesn't matter. Make yourself do some things. Small things. Because sometimes it's difficult to tell whether the body is really tired or it's a mental tiredness which I am superimposing upon the body. If the body is really tired, what should I do? I should take rest. No problem, nothing wrong. But if the mind is telling the body, I think you should just keep lying down. Oh, look, there are so many aches and pains. I think I should give myself a massage. So like this, it is hard to tell sometimes. But this is where some alertness is needed to get to know the body-mind-sense complex. To get to know, whether it is like a school child, what does the school child say? What does it say? Can't go to school today. Why? Tummy ache. It's never a headache. It's always a tummy ache. Stomach is paining. Can't go to school. And in the beginning, the mother is also fooled. And then later on, the mother knows. And so similarly, you have to be the mother to this inner child. The inner child is bathed in tamas sometimes. So on this auspicious Mother's Day, you have to learn to mother this inner child. And is it really, is the body really tired? Does this body, mind, sense complex need rest? Or is it just the inner child not wanting to participate in life and is having a kind of is on strike? If the inner child is on strike, you have to cajole it, you have to trick it. Oh, I don't want to go anywhere. Well, if you go for a walk, I'll let you have an ice cream afterwards. Oh, okay, I'll get dressed. No problem. That's when you know it's fine, the body is fine, nothing is wrong. Sometimes it's a little more difficult to tell, but you get the idea. So, nirdvandvo bhava, we have seen, nitya sattvasthaha bhava. Stay in sattva as far as possible. When? Nitya, all the time. And then how to stay in sattva all the time? Niryoga kshemo bhava. Yoga and kshema. What is yoga? Apraptasya prapanam yogaha. That which I don't have, which I want to get, is called yoga, technical term when it is used with the word kshema. Praptasya rakshanam kshemaha. That which I have gained with great difficulty, at every cost I want to protect. This is called kshema. This yoga and kshema becomes a very important pursuit. Half the time I'm trying to get what I don't have, maybe 1/4 the time, and the other 1/4 the time I'm trying to protect what I have. The third fourth of the time, what am I trying to do? Get rid of what I have accumulated which I don't want. And the last quarter of the time, I'm trying to keep at bay what I never want. Like grey hair, wrinkles, all these things. And so, this is why it is important to see the truth of this, and the truth of remaining in sattva, how it helps us to go to the next level, let go of yoga and kshema. The Kathopanishad describes the person of knowledge, na kaschit gopaitum ichhati, the one who doesn't try to or desire to protect anything. There's nothing to protect. Gup to protect, there's nothing to protect. Na kaschit gopaitum ichhati, there's nothing to protect, there's nothing to want, there is nothing to have, there is nothing to get rid of. And when I become this way, then I come out of the three gunas. Nirdvandvo nitya sattvasthaha. Oh, but wait. Nistraigunya means I have to be away from sattva too. Now I am away from rajas and tamas. Sattva is still there. I am addicted to sattva now. What to do? Sattva cannot be something that is addictive because it is yourself already. It's like it's left behind when you don't need it anymore. It drops away. Like the pole in the pole vault sport. The sports person runs with a long stick in hand, plants the stick near the rope which has to be cleared, high jump, and then uses the leverage to go up and then gracefully come out on the other side. Do they also make the effort to bring the pole across? No, the pole is left behind, its job is done. Similarly, sattva also is like that. Sattva integrates into you. And then, nirdvandvo nitya sattvasthaha niryoga kshemaha atmavan. The last one is called atmavan bhava. This is the verse in the second chapter. Atmavan bhava means be the one who is you are full of yourself in a nice way, not in an obnoxious way. That's also how you say, oh, this person is full of themselves. No, but here one is full. One is not one is not always in the place of complaining. One is relatively free, relatively free, relatively cheerful, relatively together as a person. And that is how to come out from under the clutch of the gunas. So here also, prakritim yanti mamikam. So as a result, what happens here? Back to this verse now. And then prakritim yanti mamikam. Kalpakshaye punaha. Kalpakshaye means when the kalpa, this big block of time called kalpa, when it is over, punaha tani kalpadau visrujamyaham. So again and again I resolve them at the end of the kalpa. Them means what? The whole beings and the whole universe. I resolve them. All these things, all these beings, animate, inanimate, I resolve them at the end of the kalpa. And then at the beginning of the kalpa, what do? I bring them out again. So the creation is kept in abeyance in an avyakta form, unmanifest form. The creation is there, and then the jivas are also in what? Unmanifest form. When do they go to unmanifest form? When for the time being they all simultaneously stop complaining. They go that means the kalpa, this creation has finished its purpose, and they all go in unmanifest form. Manifest, unmanifest, unmanifest, manifest. This is how the whole thing is. More we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shantihi. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.